According to the Petroleum Safety Measure Act 1984 or Act 302, petroleum is defined as any hydrocarbon that exists in a form of gas, liquid or any mixture that sustains. Others, it includes crude oil, natural gas and petroleum products. In simple terms, petroleum is a flammable natural resource that is widely used as a source of energy, as a raw material of any products. Now let's look at some of their example. First is crude oil. Crude oil is a raw petroleum that extract from underground and refined into other petroleum products. Next is petrol. Petrol is commonly used in car or vehicle, usually engine that use petrol. Next is diesel. Diesel is mainly used in heavy duty operation such as tractors, buses or lorry. The next one is aviation fuel, or we call it as jet fuel. Jet fuel is designed for aircraft. And the last one is fuel oil. It's company used in ships, factories and power plants.
Alright, moving on to the introduction. The Petroleum Act 1984 was introduced by the Malaysian government to regulate the ownership and management of petroleum resources in Malaysia. As we know, petroleum is one of the country's most valuable natural resources because it is widely used in many sectors such as transportation and industry. Therefore, this act was established to ensure that all activities involving petroleum such as transportation, storage and handling are carried out safely. As a result, it helps reduce the risk of fires, explosion, environmental pollution, and accident related to petroleum.
Purpose of Act 302, the Act was established to A. Regulate the safe handling of petroleum, and B. Set safety requirements for petroleum storage facilities. C. Control the transportation of petroleum by road, pipeline and other approved method. D. Protect works, the public and properties from hazard associated with petroleum.
Hi, today I want to talk about safety measure. The Petroleum Safety Measure Act 1984 Act 302 is a Malaysian law that regulates the safe transportation, storage, handling and use of petroleum. Its main purpose is to prevent accidents such as fires, explosions and environmental hazards involving petroleum.
Main purpose of Act 302. First, listening. Individuals or companies that store or handle petroleum above the prescribed quantity must obtain a license from the relevant authority. The license may include specific conditions to ensure safe operation.
I want to talk about petroleum storage. Storage tanks and facilities must comply with prescribed safety standards. Storage location must be suitable and equipped with fire protection systems and emergency response measures. Next, about transportation of petroleum. Petroleum transported by road tankers, pipelines, or other approved methods must comply with safety regulations. Vehicles, pipelines, and related equipment must be regularly inspected and properly maintained.
Main provisions of Act 3302 4. Inspection and enforcement. Authorities officers have the power to enter premises, conduct inspection, and investigate suspect violation of the Act if unsafe conditions are identified. The officer may order operation to be suspended until the hazards are eliminated.
Hi, main provisions of Act 302. Offences and penalties. Example of offences under the Act include storing or handling petroleum without the required license, breaching license conditions, obstruction outdoors officers during inspection or investigation. Offenders may be subject to fines, imprisonment, or both, depending on the nature and severity of the offense.
The first objective is to ensure that the transportation of petroleum is carried out safely. This is important to prevent any accidents, spills, or explosions while this material is being moved from one location to another. The second objective focuses on the aspect of protection. It aims to safeguard the safety of industrial workers and the public, as well as to preserve environmental sustainability from the negative impact of petroleum waste or accidents. Next, the third objective is to provide valid legal authority. This authority encompasses the processes of inspection, license issues, regulatory enforcement, and the imposition of penalties or punishment in the event of any violation of the law. In summary, these three objectives are the main core to ensure the entire petroleum transportation ecosystem runs smoothly and safely.
Hi, today I want talking about scope of the Act. First, transportation of petroleum by road, rail, water, and air. Second, transportation of petroleum through pipelines. Third, storage and handling of petroleum. Fourth, use plants, equipment, buildings, and installations related to petroleum.
Next, let's look at the data on petroleum consumption in Malaysia. From this data, we can see that petroleum use has increased over the years because the economy has grown, the population has increased, and more people are using transportation. In 2022, petroleum demand decreased by 20.5% because of the COVID-19 pandemic. After the economy recovered, petroleum consumption started to increase again. By 2022, petroleum was the most commonly used petroleum product, followed by diesel and LPG. This shows that petroleum is still an important energy source in Malaysia.
In conclusion, the Petroleum Act 1984, or we call as Act 302, plays an important in our life. Also compliance which the Act help protect us, workers, publics, and also environment.